you wrote this new book. It's called Letters from an Astrophysicist.
Yeah.
And you asked, what happened was a lot of people was writing you letters and asking you tough questions.
Strangers write to me like I was their best friend.
And so you took all these letters and put them in a book.
I've been doing it for 30 years. Under the hood, most people would never know that that's what I was doing. They just see me, on YouTube videos and on TV doing public stuff. But underneath there, I've had one-on-one exchanges with people who are in some deep point of angst in their life. They're trying to find a path that they want to take. And I think most people have never even met a scientist in their lives, much less claim one as their friend. So to have these letters come in, it's a huge responsibility because they're thinking of me as their friend.
Right.
They're asking me about career advice. There's one letter, talk about from somewhere else, from a Jewish woman with a 10-year-old son who's on the autism spectrum, takes him to Hebrew school every week, and one day he came home and said he doesn't believe in God. And she asked him, why don't you believe in God? He said, because I've been watching Cosmos. Okay. So I said, okay, the rest
hell
of this
did you say?
So the rest of this letter, I said, is not going to end well if this is how it's beginning. But she said that she respects her son. And she doesn't want him to believe something that might not be true. And she focused primarily not so much on whether God exists or not, but on the Bible stories that he was rejecting. He said he believes in science. And so she asked me, can science and God coexist? And she wants to be a good mother. How should she handle this?
Does a person have to choose between God and science?
It depends on what your belief in God has you also believe in society. For example, for the longest while, anyone who fell on the ground writhing, frothing at the mouth, they were clearly occupied by the devil. Mm-hmm. So what happened? You get the exorcist priest. They come over, they got the holy water, and they chant some Latin words, and then the symptoms dissipate. Mm-hmm. They got that. They got rid of the devil. Well, of course, it's not the devil. It's epilepsy. We see this. We know what that is. We have medicines for this. Okay? So if your belief in God is so strong and so widespread that your holy books from thousands of years ago are informing your understanding of the natural world in modern times, that could make conflict.
I believe in science. I believe science's work. It has a lot of validity. I was talking one time and a lady said to me, I said, I believe God created heaven and earth. She said, well, scientifically, it's been proven that it came from a cosmic dust that spun into a ball of gas and it cooled off. I said, okay. They cooled off and we had Earth. That's what she said. I said, okay, let me ask you something. Where did cosmic dust come from? And then she said, it's part of the universe. I said, where did the universe come from? She says, part of the galaxy. I said, where did the galaxy come from? I'm just trying to get to where something formed something.
We can do that. We say, where did the dust come from? It came from the cores of stars. And where did that come from? And then ultimately we get to the Big Bang. Mm-hmm. Then you say, well, where did the Big Bang come from? And I said, I have no idea. Right. It is a frontier of science, and we've got top people working on it.
Okay.
And now, you want to put God there. I don't have a problem with that. But why won't you allow me to ask you, where did God come from?
Well, see, guess what? You ain't got no answer to where the Big Bang come from.
Not yet.
Well, you ain't finna have one.
I'm not here to argue whether God exists.
I know you believe in that. I know you do. I'm just your science stuff.
I'm just saying, if your list of things that you provide that we don't have a good answer for it, and that's where God resides within you,
the unexplainable.
You have to be ready for the moving frontier of science to then answer those questions.
Yes.
And if that's how you want your relationship to God to be, you have to be prepared for what you understand God to be an ever-shrinking pocket of scientific ignorance. So I'm saying, Was it in Job or?
Here we go. We got some church people.
No,
here now.
if you don't get, I got church people out here.
I just some
Which
people
part
up on that top
where
row.
God lists, God's judgment gets questioned, and God gives a whole list of things that is it Job who can't explain. Is it Job? Thank you. We got some church ladies in the back right there.
I told you they was here.
Okay.
Because they rocking back and forth. They gonna jump on your ass in the parking lot. Bring your little scientific ass over here.
No,
come here. Tell you something.
All I'm saying is, this is a very impressive list. It's a list of things that nobody understood at the time about the natural world. Mm-hmm. So you can look at that list today. You say, okay, we got this. We understand that. We got this. There's a couple we don't fully understand yet, but we're working our way on that list and other lists. So I'm just saying that I will recommend to you that God needs to be something deeper to you than just whether a statement in the Bible matches what science shows today. God needs to be something deeply more spiritual to you than just thinking of the Bible as a science textbook. That's what I'm saying.
Check this out. I believe in science, I really do. It's limited knowledge that I have about science. And I just seen through scriptures, and I've seen through a belief system that I was taught that anything is possible, and that I have risen from the dirt to a place I never saw I could get to, and I have no scientific explanation for that. That's all I'm saying. Man, I love talking to you, man.
I can't leave the show unless I take you on a tour of the universe.
Well, that's what we're going to do.
Fast tour.
We're going on a tour. They're going to set that up right there. We're going to do this like they do on the news when they do the weather.
Storm.
See, I don't
Storm in the west.
Yeah, I be watching the people. I always wanted to do that, man.
You know why it's green screen? Because no one would ever wear this color clothing.
Yeah, I got it. I had 3 suits that color. I don't know what you talking about.
So
I had gators to match it. Yeah.
Let's talk fast. That's the sun. Okay, looks like we got the planets going by. Mercury, Venus, Earth. Don't miss that. Mars right there. Should be some asteroid. Oh, they left the asteroid about Jupiter, Saturn. Okay, this is the sun in X-rays. Okay, very nice. All right. The sun is a very active place. There's Earth, just went by. Yeah. We all know Earth. Blue, that's your water we were talking about earlier. We think there's Mars. Mars has 24-hour day, polar ice caps.
Is
like
that Mars with
do
red
at the
on
moment on Earth. I don't know how long we'll keep them. That is Jupiter, all right? There's that red spot right there. You can fit several Earths inside that red spot. That's a storm that's been raging ever since Galileo took a look at it. Saturn put a ring on it. One of my favorite planets, in fact, my favorite planet after Earth. We just spent 13 years there looking at it. That's Neptune right there. That's Uranus.
That's your anus. I'm taking you on the real tour.
For those older than 8 years old, it's Uranus. Uranus. Evidence this will never appear on network television, right? No, but these are beautiful planets, and it goes out, and Pluto got demoted, as you may know, to dwarf planet status.
Did it?
Yeah, well, that's old news now. That happened 13 years ago. Pluto's. It's only 8 planets.
Oh, it's only 8. It's not 9
Not
anymore?
9, yeah. But Pluto had it coming, I'm just saying. Because
what did Pluto do?
Our moon is 5 times the mass of Pluto. Pluto lovers don't know that. And Pluto, if you brought it to where Earth is, heat from the sun would evaporate the ice and it would grow a tail. And that's no kind of behavior for a planet, I'm just saying.
When you're talking, do you ever look at people's face sometime? Because you ever see them just looking off like, Jesus. Hey, man, I love you, man. Neil, you're one of my favorite guys, man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. I enjoy you all the time, man. Thank you.